Hello, this is Donna Reiners, and it's a new day with Donna May. And today's video is about how we are invited not only into relationship with God, but we are invited to go on an adventure and to have our life live out some things that perhaps we don't know we're capable of. But with Father, Son, and Holy Spirit living inside of us, the Word says nothing's impossible with Him, right? That we can do anything, right? So there was this instance with the disciples, and they were going to the other side because Jesus had told them to. And Jesus had gone up to the hills to pray, and the disciples were in their boat, and the boat was rocking and reeling because a storm came, and the winds were really rough. And so they were upset because the boat was tossed about by the high winds and heavy seas. You'll find this story in Matthew 14. It said at about 4 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came to them walking on the waves. So I wonder if the waves were still or if the waves were still bumpy. You know, it doesn't really say exactly, but either way, He's God, so they might have been calm underneath His feet, or He might have just making a point, had made it a point, walking on rough waves. I don't know. When the disciples saw Him walking on top of the water, they were terrified and screamed, "A ghost." So they didn't recognize Him walking on top of the water. But then Jesus responded, "Hey, be brave. Don't be afraid, I'm here." Peter, I loved Peter, shouted out, "Lord, if it's really you, then have me join you on the water." And Jesus said, "Come and join me." So Peter stepped out onto the water and began to walk toward Jesus. But when he realized how high the waves were, he became frightened and started to sink. Well, there's the answer to that question. That the waves were still high. And I don't know. I would think that if it was too rough, that Peter would be able to see that from the vantage point of the boat, right? Hey, but then he got in it. But isn't that like we are? We think all's good till we get in the middle of a mess and we're like freaking out. So Peter stepped out onto the water and began to walk toward Jesus. But when he realized how high the waves were, he became frightened and started to sink. And he said, "Save me, Lord," he cried out. And Jesus immediately stretched out His hand and lifted him up and said, "What little faith you have. Why would you let doubt win?" Look, why would you let doubt win? I had this quote by Clint Eastwood. "As you get older, you're not afraid of doubt. Doubt isn't running the show. You take out all the self-agonizing." Well, it's taken a long time for doubt to leave me. I'll just be honest with you. And it still runs my show sometimes. I don't self-agonize as much, I will admit that. But I still experience some doubt. And sometimes I don't even realize it's doubt. I wake up 2 weeks later and go, dang, I've been in doubt. Didn't even know. He has to bring it to me. He has to show me. Or I have to really look at what I'm doing and go, wow, I'm not moving out much faith, and I'm not taking action in this and this and this, and why is that? And then I'll find, whoa, I've got some doubt in those areas. But he said to them, "Why would you let doubt win?" He said that to Peter. And the very moment they both stepped into the boat, the raging wind ceased. The raging wind ceased. Then all the disciples crouched down before Him and worshiped Jesus. And they said in adoration, "You're truly the Son of God." And after they crossed over and landed, the people living there quickly recognized who He was. They were quick to spread the news throughout the surrounding region that Jesus had come to them. So they brought Him all their sick, begging Him to let them touch the finger of His robe, the fringe of His robe. And everyone who touched it was instantly healed. So these are my notes from this. I suggest you read Matthew 14, 29 through 36. It's very interesting if you apply it to your own life. So first of all, there's an invitation to join Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. What's he inviting you to? Ask God, God, what are you inviting me to today? Or if you're in the midst of a job change, or you're trying to get out of a mess, ask him, how are we doing this? What are you inviting me into? Is it an adventure? Is it maturity? Is it a new job? Are you walking out of a distressful situation? Do you need help out of a distressful situation? Are you embarking on a new eating plan? Are you in a season of grieving? Listen, Jesus wants to walk with us through grieving and out of grieving. Are you in a season of joy? Are you letting God enjoy it with you? Are you rocking it out with him? Are you all by yourself and just rocking on? Are you in the midst of a great success or a great pain? Let Jesus join you. He has an invitation to you and to me to join him and where he's headed. So listen, if you're in the midst of pain, rejection, life change, I can guarantee he's going to be inviting you to join him. He will take you out of the pain. He will take you out of the rejection. He will have you face your failure and show you how you succeeded or show you how to succeed. He will help you with your life change. Look, we can't go through life change alone. And you know what? When you're a young whippersnapper, you're not thinking anything about when you're turning 50, 60. But there are hormonal changes. And sometimes you do face things. Women mostly, but men face them too. Things you don't talk about in school, things they don't tell you about. Real life happens, guys. And God is the greatest person to walk through things with us instead of us feeling like, I can handle it on my own. I don't need nobody. So when you identify what the invitation is, step out and walk toward him. And what happened with Peter? He became frightened. He did become frightened. You might become frightened too. You might even start to sink. You've got to know. Peter called out to the Lord, and Jesus put him up and set him stable. Set him stable. You can be set stable too. You can be set stable too. You are not alone. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit lives inside you. And sometimes we can feel like, what the hay's going on? We don't know what's going on. We don't know how to answer this person, how to help that person. What do we do when we go to this doctor? What do we do when we go to that doctor? What do we do when we do this? What's going to happen when I have this financial challenge? All these changes. I don't know what to do. Listen, he's the one to consult. He is the one to consult. Do not forsake the ones who live inside you. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the three living inside the one. You're the one. They're the three in the one. They're the three and the one living inside you, the one. So step out and walk toward him when you identify what it is he's inviting you to. And listen, if you don't know what he's inviting you to, because sometimes you don't sometimes you just don't know till you step out to find out. Just step out anyway. Step out unafraid. Step out without the doubt, without the wavering, and say, here I am. I'm just stepping out. I'm just stepping out. I'm just stepping out. Because Jesus will stretch out his hand and lift you out. Allow yourself to deny this wavering. Allow yourself to deny the doubt. Deny the doubt. Don't deny yourself the faith. Don't deny yourself the ability to trust. Don't deny yourself this strength that's inside of you. Don't deny yourself this courage that rises up in you. Don't deny yourself these new ideas that come forth. No, deny yourself the doubt. Deny yourself the doubt. Deny yourself the wavering. Deny yourself the uncertainty. And I love it. Jesus said, the Passion Translation, I know, but I really like it. Jesus said, why would you let doubt win? Wow, why would you let doubt win? Why would I let doubt win? Why? Hesitancy is not a healthy thing sometimes. And you know what? I remember going to, Texas Highway School, to learn how to drive and that kind of thing. And one of the things I remember is them saying that hesitancy kills more people than speed. Now, this might have been some time ago, clearly. However, hesitancy. Do I, don't I? Do I, don't I? I don't know. Should I not? I'm not real sure. Not sure what to do. Not sure. Listen, when you have that going on, and I've had that going on, I know what that is. I face that. I face that as well. Sometimes I go, whoa, wait, this is doubt. Whoa, wait, this is uncertainty. Whoa, wait, I'm wavering. I'm being tossed to and fro. Like, no, I have to stop and go, wait. Heck no, I won't go. and bring myself to a place of stability and go, okay, God, what are you saying? What are you inviting me to? Listen, I'm a faith-based coach. You know? What is God inviting you to? What is he inviting you to? Where does he want you to go? What does he want you to do? How are you going to get there? Where are you going to go? When are you going to go? Listen, these are all questions God can answer for you because he lives inside of you and he knows everything. So ask him. Get a dialogue going on. And if you don't know what to say, then just be quiet and listen. Listen for the voice. Listen for the invitation of him saying, you, come up higher. Come with me, my beloved. Let me show you. Let me tell you. Let me give you an impression. Let me give you a dream. Let me give you an idea. He's for you. So why would you let doubt win when Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, all three live inside of you? The very moment the boat stepped, that they both stepped into the boat, the raging wind ceased. You know, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit live inside of you now. So you have this authority living inside of you. You have this strength living inside of you. Maybe they're unfamiliar to you right now. Maybe you're not real comfortable yet. Maybe you're getting used to understanding that someone actually lives inside of you and you can defer to them. Maybe you're not accustomed to submitting, yielding. Maybe the thoughts and the ideas from God are new to you. Maybe you just are becoming aware that they live inside of you and that you should be paying attention to them in the first place. Whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it is, there's an invitation. There's an invitation. There's an invitation. So, you say, yes, Lord. And if the sea is raging and he's inviting, step out because it'll be all right. He'll have your hand. And will the sea automatically, immediately stop raging? I can't answer that. I don't know. I just know that the peace inside you will rule you and give you something beyond comprehension so you can stand in that place. And you can wait in that place, or you can run toward whatever it is he has for you. Will there be bumps along the way? Probably so. Isn't that part of the adventure? Isn't that part of the adventure? Working out life with him while you're on the way to where you're going. That's part of the adventure. That's part of the adventure. Listen what happened when they both stepped back into the boat. The raging wind did cease. Then all the disciples crouched down before him and worshiped Jesus. And they said in adoration, wow, you really are the Son of God. Listen, sometimes we can have doubt winning inside of us. Winning and waiting for the perfect circumstances, waiting for all the stars to line up, waiting for this and that, waiting for 12 angel visitations, whatever. When you could have stepped out by now and figured it out and found out already and rocked on. Sometimes I think we spiritually think waiting is wiser. Maybe sometimes it is. Or we think waiting is a spiritual thing to do. But you know that word waiting means to cling to, hold on to, twist around into, like you don't know where God ends and you begin, and vice versa. So in that place of waiting, there's an action taking. It's not just, I'm going to sit here and wait and see what I need to do. No. Step out and find out. Step out and find out. He's inside you now. He was beside Peter. He's inside you. Whole different ball game. whole different level of intimacy. Stepping out, finding out. And guess what they were doing? They were headed to the other side. They were headed somewhere. Listen, Peter was invited to go into the water, walk on the water. And then when Jesus got in the boat, they all went to the other side. So clearly he invited them to go with him to the other side, right? It might have been even Peter's boat. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Because when you're there and you're in him, the authority has arrived. Not the arrogance, but the authority. That humble place of knowing who you are and whose you are. That everything has to come to a peace. And now, in that place of authority, you're going to the other side. You're headed somewhere. You may not even know when you're going to land. You just know you're going to the other side. Remember that song? Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times. Hey, what if Jesus is saying, hello from the other side. Come on. I must have called 1,000 times. Come on. Listen. He's calling. Are we responding? And what happened when they got there? The people there recognized who he was. They spread the news. They brought people around to get a touch from him. And people were healed. Listen, wherever you go, whatever you're assigned to, with him living inside of you, there will be an assignment once you get there as well. It might be to give somebody a glass of water. It might be to love someone. It might be to be loved. It might be a love exchange back and forth. It might be that a city would recognize that God has come and that you have an assignment in that city, or an assignment in that home, or an assignment in that family, or an assignment in that job. Whatever it is, just remember while you're on the way to where you're going, engage with him. Engage with him. Receive the invitation to intimacy and the invitation to take action, to be a person of faith, to be a person who trusts, and step out and find out. I'm stepping out and finding out some things myself. Some things I've stepped out into, I'm like, I don't know. Some things I've stepped out into and I said, okay, this is good. This is God. But you find out as you go along, right? There's not I've succeeded, I failed. It's not that. It's, we're here. We're here, God. That's what it is. It's an invitation to walk out life with your greatest partner inside. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You are the bride. And you get to hear the voices of your greatest partner inside. And you get to be in an adventure, right? You're not just along for the ride. You're in an adventure with the ones who live inside. Why? Because God paid a perfect price. That's why. I bless you today. This is Donna Reiners. New Day with Donna May. Share with a friend if it encouraged you. Private message him if you don't want to be public. And have a beautiful day. Until tomorrow. Bye.